Hey, what's up, everybody? So, thank you for joining me tonight. It's a special night because I didn't plan on getting on here tonight, but I had two of my students reach out to me talking about deals that they have in the making. I was like, you know what? The people need content, but more importantly, my students need assistance and need some guidance through these transactions that they're getting because we've been implementing some new things with the GoGetter family. I've brought some new members onto my executive team that are absolutely crushing it and helping my students to reach their goals, man. So now, man, we got more deals going on than we almost know what to do with. So I wanted to bring it live to you guys tonight, where it's me and two of my students that are in the midst of a deal. We're going to break down those deals, talk about some of the options and which directions they can go in order to get these deals closed and get paid. All right, so thanks for joining me, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. All right, we'll be right back with you.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end, we some no-quitters. Knock it out the park, we for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere, that's a dome splitter. Yeah, we control our own destiny. Make moves, cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance, bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients, now that's a dope recipe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, there goes my other student right there. We got Travis on the mic. Yes, sir. What's up, man? Is Trent coming on too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So guys, tonight I've got my student Steven. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska, Steven Fiskus, and he's in the top right. And then we've got Travis down below. His partner's coming on actually right now. Trent. So these three are my students. The two on the bottom are group coaching students, and then Steven's a one-on-one student. We got some deals to talk about, man. People getting documents authorized, right? We don't sign contracts. We authorize the paperwork. And my other student, Steven, got a deal brought to him. So let's hop in. Steven, man, what you got going on? Well, let me have you guys introduce yourselves first, man. Steven, go ahead.
Yep. So my name's Steven Fiskus. Jumped on with Gene not too long ago doing the one-on-ones, and so been kind of learning from him and the whole family, getting after it and really starting to get some action put in place here. So seeing some results right away. So yeah, again, I got a little bit of experience. I'm flipping a house right now. I've already completed two before, and so I'm working on this third flip that's about done. And I'm looking to get this property potentially that I'm bringing to Gene today, and see if we can try to figure out this problem and solve them for these people, man. That's the name of the game, right?
Yes, sir. I love it. All right. Trent, go ahead and introduce yourself, man, to the people. Some of them might know you already.
How y'all doing? I'm Trent. Been a part of the GoGetter family for about a month and a half now. Loving every minute. Me and my business partner here, Travis, we've been in the game for about 2 years. Haven't actually closed the deal yet, but this is the furthest we've come. Getting some documents signed and getting them notarized, building that trust with people. That's about it, man.
Yeah, look at you. He's nervous, y'all. He's nervous for a couple of reasons because he's been investing for a couple of years. He's been out here making moves, but hasn't quite closed the deal yet. And then he's been working with some people in his geographic area. But has been missing a couple steps in between. So he's nervous about being on the air, and he's nervous because he got this deal in the palm of his hands right now too. So I love it. Travis, go ahead, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, Gene, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, name is Travis. Partner is Trent. Like I said, we kind of been in this game for a little while. Still trying to actually get to the closing table. Like Gene said, we had we still are in the process of doing the flip deal with some local guys here in the area, but kind of wanted to open up, broaden our horizons with the people we can help and the deals we can do. So, like I said, we're in the process of it's cool to see this thing kind of come to fruition and looking to see this one through.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love to see you guys make a movement. So all of these guys came to me, man, because they wanted to get into real estate because they know that real estate is the way to build wealth. I mean, that's just everybody knows that, man. And all the most of the rich people out here, they have either have real estate in their portfolio or that's the foundation of their wealth. So these three fellas, they got into real estate, but just like I did, man, the traditional way, and man, that is not what's up. You got to go through banks, you got to jump through all these hoops, and it's difficult if you don't have a lender that's backing you right away, or if you have money yourself or friends and family that have large sums of money to loan you. So they came to the Go-Getter family, and man, we're off to the races. So Steven, talk to me, man. You said I was going to be excited about how this deal came to you, man. How'd it come?
Yeah. So, actually, I got a phone call today out of the blue. Looked at my phone. I'm looking at the phone, like, man, I recognize this name and number. uh, Honestly, didn't even hit me. So I answer the phone, and ends up being somebody I spoke with months ago. Actually,
Yes.
went to the house, talked to the lady about her whole situation, and at the time I was working with somebody, but you know I'm not there anymore. So she gave me a call. She said, "Hey, Steven, I know we spoke back, such and such, and you were trying to see if you could potentially do something for me, and I really didn't respond, but I'm really ready to do something now." And she's in a spot where she needs help, and so
Okay.
we're hoping we can pull this deal together, man. So
Okay.
we'll start diving a little bit deeper, but that's just kind of it's
All
basically
right.
something where it's come back. I thought that was long gone, and out of the blue, I got a call. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
these leads, you never want to just abandon them totally. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Love all your leads, man. Love the one you're with. You know, what I mean, if you can talk to these leads and continue, communication throughout time, that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be, top on their list when they're ready to make a decision. And so I believe that that's kind of where we're at right now with this, is that, um, of course she's talked to other people, but she called us back for some reason. So I'm looking to see, take advantage of that, see if we can solve this problem, which is going to be, seems like maybe a hurdle, but we're going to figure something out. And between the Go Getter family, I know we'll get it right. We'll get it right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we gonna get something done. And guys, that's part of the ACEs method, right? Awareness, credibility, and counseling, education, and securing the deal. Awareness. So Stephen had touched base with this lady months ago. So she knew he existed. In order to give him a call back, people have to be aware that we're out here by, in some way, shape, or form, whether it's marketing, we're putting up postcards around the city, or mailing out postcards, putting up flyers, having business cards, cold calling, door knocking, text blast, whatever, because Trent and Travis got their deal from text blasting, and I'm gonna get to them in a minute on that deal because they're knee deep right now. I love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so all right. So she called you back, man, and how did that conversation go?
So she called me back. She introduced herself. She was like, "Yeah, I'm this address," and I'm thinking, and I remembered her voice. Couldn't really put the house in my head, but then after just about a minute in, it clicked. I was like, "Boom! Okay, I remember this house, exactly what was going on, the whole situation."
Hmm.
And essentially, she's in a spot where she's an elderly woman. She's looking to go into assisted living. The type of mortgage she has is what's going to give us a little bit of a hiccup on this deal, but there is some wiggle room between the number that she owes and what the property can be worth. So
Hmm.
that's where we're playing, right,
Hmm.
that profit margin can be, where they have some equity or somewhat of equity in the property itself. So yeah,
Hmm.
so we started talking about the property again. um, I let her talk. She's a talker too. So she's a talker, and
Okay.
she's a numbers lady. She's an old banker. So
Mm.
she's breaking these
Hmm.
numbers down to me. Exactly what she wants.
Hmm.
When she has, when, where, what time. She has all these details. So she
Nice.
knows what she wants. Um,
Hmm.
and so we're already past that initial contact rapport. That's
Right.
why she called me back, because we built that rapport. So,
Hmm.
we just kind of, I just kind of let her brief me again on the whole situation, and what it came down to is that, she brought it up. She's like, hey, she's like, I'm going to be flexible. I want,
Okay.
this to work out. If there's, if we can make payments or something, some way, somehow, just, so I need to pay off my mortgage. I need
Uh-huh.
to take care of. She has a couple upgrades that she did on the property that she's
Uh-huh.
actually financed, so she wants to take care of
Oh,
that. She's like, I'll
okay.
take payments for those because I'm making payments.
Hmm.
And then I also need a certain. She wants a certain amount of money to,
Mm.
um, you know, take care of herself for the next 5 years in a sense of
Okay.
living. So that's
Hmm.
that's the number that we got to play with.
Yes.
So she's
Hmm.
asking $50,000 on top of the paying off everything else. But
Okay.
she's very flexible, and she's definitely looking to work with us one way or another. And I think that
Hmm.
this is where this creative finance is going to come into play.
So in that conversation, right? She's a talker, which is a good thing because
Hmm.
if a person is not trained in negotiation and then high level negotiation like the Go Getter family does, we're gonna get the information that we need. So, I'm hoping that you asked her if she had talked to any other investors yet. Did you ask her that?
So I've known that she's talked to other investors from our previous communication.
Mm-hmm.
I did not follow that up today. I have not. I
Okay.
didn't. I didn't bring that up today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honestly kind of caught me off guard, which is no big
Yeah.
deal necessarily. But um, you know, for her to call me and the
Mm-hmm.
way she was talking, again, sellers are going to tell you some lies, but the way she was talking, the way she was laying it out for me, I strongly believe that the rapport that I built with her before
Mm-hmm.
is led up to this point. And so,
Mm-hmm.
something I can follow up and see if she's talking to
Right.
anybody. Essentially, by the end of that phone call we did set up, I'm going to be going over there either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to confirm with me which is going to work best for her. She's got some
Mm-hmm.
appointments she's got to attend
Mm-hmm.
to, take care of herself. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we'll follow up and see if there's anybody else that's out there that she's
Yeah.
talking to as well, because that is
That's
definitely
how
good
you're
info.
yeah, that's how you're gonna get that number down initially that she
Hmm.
wants, right? That 50,000. And then she wants, the payments or whatever on the upgrades that she made. So, we're looking at 55, 60,000 with that alone on top of whatever her existing mortgage is. Now I got the ARV, the estimated after repair value on this property at 225,000. What is her existing mortgage? Did you get that information?
Her existing mortgage. So I'll come out and say it. The mortgage
Mm-hmm.
that she has is a reverse mortgage. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what's gonna. That thing is crazy. So she's telling
Yes.
me as we speak. She's telling me as we speak, she owes what I write down here, $153,700.
Well, that's not bad.
So
That is
there's
not
there's
bad.
there's some wiggle room there, right?
Yeah.
So one fifty
Okay.
three seven hundred.
Okay.
Um, numbers lady here. So she
Mhm.
comes. So she says, "Hold on a second. Let me take a look at this." So she goes because she's looking into the smart. She's looking into the future. Maybe when we're actually gonna close on this thing, or
Oh, okay. So the
maybe think.
amortization.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
in December she'll owe 157,200.
Mm.
So
God
that's
damn! In a few
so
months.
that's in a few
Okay.
months. Every month it goes up about $700.
Okay. And
So
interest.
in
So let
interest.
me let me stop you. Let me stop you for a second. So, guys, with the reverse mortgages are different than traditional mortgages. And in my opinion, reverse mortgages are predatory loans. All right, because in order to even be eligible for a reverse mortgage, you have to be a certain age, and it's either 55 or 65 years old. One of those two, right? So, a reverse mortgage, what happens um is the bank will loan you money against the equity that you have in your property. So usually people own those properties outright when they get a reverse mortgage because it's the equity that they're borrowing against. Now, the thing with the reverse mortgage is this: the person does not have to make any payments on a reverse mortgage until 3 months after they move out of that house. Now, the reason that I believe that they're predatory loans is because of this: if you have to be 55 or 65 years old in order to be eligible to even apply for a reverse mortgage, there's only a couple of places that you're going to go when you move out at that age. You're either going to the grave or you're going to a nursing home, where most likely, either instance, you're going to be incapacitated and you cannot pay that back. So they just give you this money against your equity, which is absolutely lower than the value of the house, just so when you move out, they can foreclose on that house and take it back. And the reason I really don't like reverse mortgages is because they have somebody at the bank checking the the if that house is occupied, and then checking that deed frequently to see if it has been transferred, because that's where they get their money. So it all it does is it doesn't stop us, but it does narrow our options. All right. It does narrow our options. So one of the options is we can get it under contract. And then during that 3-month period, from the time that she moves out till the end of those 3 months, that's the time that we have to fix that thing up and sell it. Now, the beautiful part about what we do is this, Stephen. You won't need private money to do this. We won't have to borrow a dime, not a penny, depending on the updates that she made to the house. And then with the little bit of pocket change that we have, we can get control of this property and then do the repairs ourselves. And for those of you that don't know, Steven, he just said it. He's done 2 flips and he owns a flooring company. So he's connected with contractors and has the knowledge himself to do a lot of things. So did that thought cross your mind with that, Steven?
So actually, we did have that exact conversation months ago. So I think I was back. I
Oh,
think
okay.
yeah, we had that. So we pitched it as somewhat partnering with her. So we
Mm-hmm.
didn't get into details by any means, but she brought it up first thing today. She said, "Hey, remember when you were saying we could kind of partner up and you would fix a house and we could sell, So we didn't get into any details there back then.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice now because we still have it's wide open still for us. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so that is like I said, she's very open and willing. Ultimately, she's got some things that she wants to take care of.
Yes.
But she's ready to make a move one way or
Do
another. And I
something.
think if we can come up with something that's that benefits her, of course that's
Mm-hmm.
with every deal, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
we're really gonna be able to do this thing here. Maybe even sooner than later too. So.
Absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely. So let me ask you just real quick then, what were your thoughts, man? How do you see this playing out?
So, and then let me clarify too. So on the update, so she has the specific upgrade, these payments that she's making for these upgrades that she did, nothing
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Well, I guess the heating and air conditioning, right? So she has that, and
3,000.
then she has like she's got a fancy leaf blocker in her gutters. So
Okay.
that's a total. I can give you those numbers too here, quick. Jot
Oh
these
yeah, let
down.
me get them.
So
Yes.
she owes, and this will be in December again, $6,740 combined. So that's what she owes for those two,
Yeah, that
those two
sounds about
upgrades.
right. Mm-hmm.
And she's paying about $245 a month for those. So again, she said I need that paid off or taken care of, but you can just pay me what I'm paying. She's not worried
Mm-hmm.
about. She just you can pay that 245 a month for me,
Right.
take it over, put it in
Mm-hmm.
paperwork, or put it in
Yep.
documents, and
Mm-hmm.
all as well. So she's good there.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the
Mm-hmm.
upgrades. She hasn't done. If anything, she's technically downgraded the house while she's been there. And let me tell
Yeah.
you why. It's
Okay.
because if you look it up, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
she did was she actually removed a bedroom and
Oh
made it
no.
a dining room for her personal preference while she lived in the house.
Oh my goodness.
So now it's not a huge deal. It's 2 walls that need to go back up, framed out
Okay.
door, but the bedroom is there, and I guess we'd probably
Okay.
have to re-add the closet. But
Yeah, that's not. I just did
she
that.
got 2 walls, frames, drywall, paint. It's not huge. I can
Mm-hmm.
handle that. That's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where again that's going to help with our value as well. And so
Yeah.
that 225 that you're seeing, that's with
Mm-hmm.
the 2 bedrooms.
Yes.
So that's not including that third bedroom. So that
Well, wait, wait, hold
reduces
on, hold
the
on, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So are you saying that she has 2 bedrooms right now? And then with that dining room, that if once you get that back into a bedroom, that'll be 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms?
correct.
Ooh,
Yes, sir.
jackpot.
Yes, sir. So that's going to
Jackpot.
even add some more value there. So that's
Yes.
when we talked off air here, I was saying 225, 250,
Yeah.
is going to be, where it's a very nice neighborhood, very wanted neighborhood.
Yes.
So
We
my
getting
market,
this.
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And this is kind of I mean, it's another city, Bellevue, Nebraska. It's a,
Mm-hmm. Suburb.
adjacent city. Yep. Somewhat,
Mm-hmm.
it's its own city, but very
Mm-hmm.
wanted. It's like a, it's a pretty clean area, great
Mm-hmm.
school systems overall. There's 3 high schools over there that are really good. And
Mm-hmm.
this particular house, great neighborhood, right around the corner from a park. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it can be a sell or somebody will get in there and rent it, or potentially an option buyer in there would be. I
Yes.
think they would get in there with no hesitation. I think I would be able to fill that up.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
area is key for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, I just got a $40,000 down payment on my flip my wholesale and hold that we just did, 40 grand, man. And I got that in 8 days. That house was on the market for 8 days, man. So getting these big down payments is not a problem. All right. So I like that. So let's hear about Travis's and Trent's situation, because they just got some documents, got the paperwork authorized today. So I want to hear about what you guys got going on, man. Tell me about this situation.
Okay. So ours is a pre-foreclosure. That's kind of what we've been specializing with. Like you said a little earlier, we ran a text campaign and was able to acquire this lead. She's basically, we were concerned a little bit about a bankruptcy that she had prior to, but I don't think that it's a part of it.
Okay.
But the attorneys that she's been talking to, or the lenders that she's been talking to, well, I guess the processing company that's in between the lender,
the servicing company.
The servicing company, yeah. They're telling her to kind of don't worry about the house or leave it alone. And just
dirty motherfucker.
Yeah,
they dirty.
Yeah. So and that it's not, she doesn't have it, she doesn't own it anymore. So I did my due diligence and looked on the county clerk website just to verify who name was on the deed. And it's deeded to her and her ex-husband. Unfortunately, her ex-husband passed away about 2 years ago. But he was living in a home when she went through bankruptcy. So it wasn't a part of it. And she's just basically looking for some help. And she was eager for us to get in there and stop that foreclosure process for her. And that's kind of what I shared with her, was like, okay, first step is I explained to her what we do, how we work. We went through our seller presentation.
Okay, I was going to ask you that. So hold on a second. Now you got her through a text campaign with the virtual assistants that I set you up with.
Yep.
And on the first day that you started that text campaign with our VAs, you got 2 leads.
She was
right.
one of them.
She was one of them.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's glorious right there. So I remember you were excited, man. You were hitting me up, you know what I mean? Texting me, calling me, man. I'm like, man, Trent, wow, right now. He got this deal. He got this deal. But you talked to her. We talked in between that time, and I told you, use that seller presentation. Even if you're talking to her on the phone, you can go. So how did that conversation go, man? I need to get a feel for that.
Okay, I'm newbie, and I get real nervous.
That's cool.
My mind was going a million miles a minute, so I had a couple of our documents up, from a couple of the GoGetter family documents up. The
prospect questionnaire.
Yeah, the prospect questionnaire. It's the 2 that I'm supposed to have. Can't think of the name.
Overcoming objections.
So my 2 overcoming objections, prospect questionnaire,
sir.
and then I had the seller presentation open. And I'm kind of going between the prospect questionnaire and the seller presentation, just to kind of build that rapport and build that confidence up. And I'm just kind of going down the seller presentation, just reading it to her, paraphrasing a little bit, just giving her an idea of who we are, what it is that we do. And she is just kind of building that credibility up with her. And,
yes.
She completely trusts me now.
Love it.
Yeah.
So when you asked her, did you ask her what it is that she wants to achieve?
Yes.
What is that?
She wants to sell. She hasn't lived there in many years since her divorce years ago. She does want to get into the house and just get a few things out, and she does want to make some money off of it. If she's not too concerned about making money off of it, she's like, if I can make some money off of it, that'll be great. I'm like, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
She was
good.
She was almost surprised that she could even really do anything from it. Like Trent said, like they kind of had her under the idea that, like, it's over now. Like it's nothing you can do, nothing you can get from it. Kind of like just leave it. So he was like, anything is cool. Like, I appreciate your help. She kind of asked her a little early, like, is it, if anything that I can get. She wasn't like, to at her like there's nothing you can do. So the fact that we kind of are coming in to kind of possibly get her something, she's very cooperative. I'll say that. very
Right. Yes. Yes. Very open. I'm glad that you said that too, because what the viewers and all of my students need to understand is we are these people's last options more times than not. So by the time we talk to them, or like in Steven's case, talked to her months ago, and then she calls him back months later, it's because they have talked to realtors, they've talked to other investors, and there isn't anything that they can do with the traditional way of doing real estate. Now I'm looking at the numbers. I pulled up the property, Trent and Travis's property on PropStream, and from what PropStream says, she has an existing mortgage of 105,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, she does.
Man, what home run!
Mhm.
Oh my God, man!
They've
I
owned
just
this
got a
property for
$40,000
18
check.
years.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's right. That's correct.
Mhm.
PropStream's up to date. Okay, so you asked her how much her existing mortgage was.
So she hasn't been paying, been a part of that property, so she didn't have access to the mortgage statement.
Mm-hmm.
She has access because her name is on the deed, but she
Mm-hmm.
hasn't seen a mortgage statement in several years.
Right. Yep. I've been in them situations. That ain't no big thing. So one, you've already got the documents signed, right? You've got the
Yes,
information release form and the limited power of attorney.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
Do we know the auction date?
Yes, we do. The auction
When is
date
that?
is August 16th.
Okay, we got some time.
Yeah, we got
We
some
got a
time.
little bit of time. I like that. Okay, all right. Boy, I thought you was gonna say August 8th or August 9th. I was gonna be like, ooh, man, that's gonna cut it close. Um, August 16th is not bad, man. August 16th is not bad. So what we would need to know, this is simple. This really is simple, man. We tend to make things harder than what they necessarily are. When you think about that daunting task of getting it done. And for those of you guys that are just popping in, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Academy, and this is Stephen Fiskus up in the right-hand corner, Trent and Travis on the bottom, and they're students of mine who got deals in the making right now. Trent and Travis got some paperwork signed today, and Stephen got a call from a prospect. So you guys, don't forget, if you feel like we bring you some value, consider subscribing and hit that like button. Now, Trent and Travis, you guys, this lady goes on August 16th. So what we need to do is we need to get a hold of that servicing company. We need to send them those documents ASAP, because the problem lies in this. They will not talk to you until that limited power of attorney hits the right person's desk. That normally takes 3 to 5 business days. So you got to do that tomorrow. All day you on that. You got the, and if you've got an iPhone, there's a little trick, man. You go into your notes, open up a note, and you start a new note. You just name that note the document. Hit those little buttons in the top right corner, and you can scan the document. Boop. Just put your phone over it, scan it, and then email it to whoever you got to email it to at the servicing company. So you do that and let them know of the situation, and we are going to reinstate this mortgage. Now, this is what I would do, because the lady she is in a situation where there isn't, her back's against the wall. There isn't anything that she can do. Now, you guys come in and you let her know, well, that's not entirely true. We can most likely get something done for you. We just need your cooperation. She obviously cooperated today and signed those documents. What we're going to need her to do tomorrow is call and get that reinstatement amount. What is the reinstatement amount? Then they're going to request a reinstatement letter. Those take 3 to 5 days too. Now, what I want you to do is tomorrow we are going to get the contract signed. All right. What I want to do, I like to use creative financing personally. Now, I would use an agreement for deed, and then you can run a title search. Title search is going to cost you about $150. All right. But if it has liens on it, so what? Doesn't matter. We know about them, right? Now, if they're ridiculous and out of control, then we might take pause, like, okay, hold on, this is going to be a whole mess to work out. But if they're just some little, petty liens, because I'm showing this house is worth $230,000,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like, based off of your information, and you talked to the seller, man. So she said that they've owned that property for 18 years. Well, guess what PropStream says? They've owned it for 18 years. So that means that the information on PropStream most likely is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that existing loan balance, normally with PropStream, from my experience, it's accurate. So that leaves $130,000 of room to play.
Yes.
Man, what? Hey, this a deal. You ain't got to cut no corners and tap dance around the issue. This is a deal. You just got to lock it up. You need to tomorrow, man. So this is what I do in these situations, man. So the lady, she's on her last leg. She had no options left, right? She's talked to everybody. She's got the servicing company trying to rip her off, trying to steal her house. That's what these people do, and that's what the viewers need to understand that are watching right now. You've got mortgage companies, and then you got that person in between, the servicing company. All right, and the servicing company is responsible for those payments if the seller or the owner isn't making those payments. But the servicing company, guess what they are really? They're a wolf in sheep's clothing. They are investors, so they're buying this debt pretty much. And if they default, they're going to get first dibs on that house, so they don't want her to pay it off. But guess what? Now the GoGetter family's involved. So that thing is as good as paid off, because you don't need that whole $103,000 that she's behind. You don't need that. The only amount that you guys need is the reinstatement amount. That's what you need. Once that reinstatement amount is paid, that foreclosure auction, it's over. It's over. They got to stop that. They got to stop it. So once you get that reinstatement and you wire that money, man, for the reinstatement, and we'll, depending on what it is, we can get a buyer. You know what I mean? We can finance you, whatever. We'll see what the amount is. But once that reinstatement is paid, we wire that money. We're going to call the lawyer for the bank, the servicing company, right, that's doing the foreclosure action. We're going to call them. We're going to let them know, hey, we got this loan reinstated. Here's the wire transfer. Here's the reinstatement letter. Boom, you need to stop those foreclosure proceedings. You're going to call down to the county courthouse. You're going to let them know we got it reinstated. Here's the information. The way that you're going to do that is, when I'm in these situations where we're cutting it close, man, I had the two ladies from St. Louis, same situation. They stopped the auction on the day of the auction, but the lady was $30,000 behind. What we want to do is, since it takes so long for the paperwork to get on the people's desks so that you can talk to the bank, you are going to have to team up with that lady and have her call them. And you're going to be on the phone three-way with them. All right. You're going to coach her prior to, and just tell her to let them know, I'm requesting a reinstatement letter. And I need that immediately. Usually only takes a day, but they're going to say 3 to 5 days. We're going to call them back every day after to see if that thing is ready. All right. You get that reinstatement, you're good. Now, this is the thing. What we're going to offer her is $5,000. That's what I told you guys what our maximum allowable offer, the GoGetter Family's equation that we use on creative deals, is we offer no more than 12.5% of the after repair value. So she's at 230. That's that's like 25,000. But that's a maximum. 12.5% is the max. So she already told you. This is why we let them do the talking. She already told you, if I can get something, I'm cool with that. When she hears 5,000, she ain't gonna be like, shit, let's roll. I didn't think I was getting anything. Right? So boom, 5,000. Now you're under contract for 5,000. When she signs that agreement for deed for 5,000, and then on the exhibit, you're gonna put in that existing mortgage amount, and that we're taking it over. I'll send you the exhibit that I just did for the property that I got this past Friday. Say it is nothing. This one isn't behind, but it's still the same thing pretty much. So you have that on the back. So you guys are buying that property now, and we'll talk about this later, but there's a couple different ways that you can do that. But I would use that agreement for deed, get that signed. So that way you're telling her, hey, I need you to authorize this paperwork. So that way we can start working on this problem right now, because the clock is not on our side. Time is ticking. All right. So we've got to get this figured out. She authorizes that paperwork, and now you have the legal right to market that property. Now you have control of that property, and nobody can come in and steal your deal. Nobody can come in and smooth talk you and say, hey man, let me do this. How you going to negotiate her down and all that old weird shit. You know what I mean? So you got that paperwork. That's a must. You guys following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You got questions?
I have a few questions, but I don't. I got a lot of questions.
Go ahead. Ask a couple questions, then I'm gonna get the Stevens deal, man. We're gonna lock these things up.
Okay. Shoot, man. Okay. My brain's going blank right now.
What-
Because I just got all this information.
What's the existing mortgage again? Say 103,
105.
105. Okay.
Yeah.
105 with an ARV of 230.
Mhm.
Now, have you guys seen the property?
We haven't seen the property yet, no.
Okay, how far is it away from you?
It's in Sussex County. We live in Newcastle, but Delaware is super small, so it can't be
But
no more than that.
minutes. Yeah.
No more than 20 minutes? Y'all need to be driving by that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I always drive by properties, man. I got to, because
Okay.
I want to see if they're in disrepair. You know what I mean? And we can look, from the outside looking in, boom, all right, this thing needs this amount of work, probably, it just gives you a better idea of what's going on.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the question that I had was, do we submit for the forbearance? Do we do a forbearance on it before we start, or how does that? How do we?
So this is what you want to do. All right. She had the expectation. She don't want the house no more. She lives in Georgia, right?
Right. Yep. She's out of
She's
state.
in Delaware. Okay. So she don't even want the house. She already told you she wants to see if she can get some money out of it.
Mhm.
If she has not done a forbearance yet, she hasn't.
She hasn't been dealing with the property at all, and it looks like
We in there. We don't even need no reinstatement.
Yeah. Okay.
Man. Oh, I love this shit. This is a home run. Yeah, this is a home run right here. This is easy.
Okay.
This easy. This is like taking, candy from a baby, man. But the candy that we're taking, the baby's the bank. Yes, the baby is the bank, man, and they can kiss my what. So we're about to put a stop to it. So yes, we are going to do that, but we need to do that in a specific way. All right, we need to do it in a specific way because we want to make sure that we maintain control and that we get to exercise these options for our benefit.
Okay.
Now, we are going to benefit the seller. What we're going to let her know, and this, guys, for the viewers, this is how we're going to get this house for free, for no money out of our own pocket, right here. We're going to tell the seller that we will pay her $5,000 after the house is fixed up and sold. That's it. Because when you sell it, you use the revenue from the sale to pay the $5,000. I just wrote a $5,000 check on Saturday. Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might be acting funny sometimes. Anyway, I just wrote a check on Saturday. I've owned that house since November. And that was our deal. Right? But I got control of it. Get control of that property with that agreement.
You're sounding a little muffled.
Oh my damn. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right,
Okay.
can
There it goes.
Okay. So this is what you're gonna do. That agreement for deed, memorandum of contract, right? And you already got the limited power attorney and the information release form signed. Those are the main 4 documents right there. So that agreement for deed and that memorandum. You're gonna record the limited power attorney. You're going to record the agreement for deed, and you're going to record that memorandum.
Okay.
And then you're in there. Tomorrow, you're gonna get in touch with that lender, that servicing company. You're going to send them that information release form and that limited power of attorney. You're going to let them know who you are. Now listen now, when you call them people, do not be intimidated. You are just letting them know that I am the limited power of attorney for Miss Such and Such. And I'm going to be sending you this document so that you can get this document on file, because we will be taking over from here. That's that. If they get to asking you who you are, what you do, this and that, when they ask you who you are, yeah, I'm Miss Such and Such's power of attorney. And this is my name. That's it. That's all. If they get to asking you who you work for, who you work with, all this shit, I work with Miss Such and Such. I'm Miss Such and Such's power of attorney. That's it, man. So you got to put them on it. You got to put them on their heels. That's how you do that, man. You don't got to answer them questions. Once you give them that power of attorney, they must, and I repeat this, they must listen to your requests. They have to, man. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow, man. And then we'll get you the forbearance too after that. All right. Then we're gonna start marketing that thing. We're gonna make some money.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, lock that thing up. Lock that thing up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at Travis. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Hey, y'all gonna feel great, man. Y'all gonna feel great, man. I can't wait. You already know though.
Yeah. Hey, so how do you feel? How do you feel finally even getting a limited power of attorney and information release form signed?
Man, I'm on like cloud 9, man. Like,
go ahead, Trent.
I done told everybody. I didn't call my mama. I done told everybody. Like, we here.
Let
Life
them
about to
know,
change.
baby.
It's over. Everything I've been saying to y'all is happening right now. I'm getting
Yeah, yeah.
We done.
That's right. That's right. Then all them haters too, man. They gonna hear about it too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, y'all thought I was playing. Y'all was like, oh, he ain't even do this. He ain't doing that. He ain't no real estate investor. Shit. When I pop up with this house for sale, yeah, they gonna be asking you how they can buy it. How can I've been wanting to buy a house? Not this one. Shit, you ain't got a big enough down payment. Go ahead, Travis. What about you, man? Because I know you've been working a couple of jobs and everything else, man.
Yeah, man. I was, you know what's crazy? I was literally on my way to my second job, to keep getting this money, marketing money up. Trent calls me. He's like, yo, bro, you got a few minutes to hop on the line. He's going to do it in a few moments. I'm like, dang, I got to go to work. But nah, man, look, this is way more important. Let me skip the night. You feel me? They be all right. This is way more important. You need to hear, like,
Yes.
I think the most coolest part about this was, like today, we had to get that information release time. It's some pretty confidential information. You know, their address, their social security number. I tip my hat to Trent for building a relationship and making sure that the lady was comfortable enough to trust us with that information. You know, like we never met this lady. She lives halfway across the country in Georgia. We're in Delaware, so it's like for her to be so forthcoming with information, there wasn't any pushback. Trent did a wonderful job.
Hey, Travis, we got a bad echo, man. Do you got some headphones? Y'all got headphones?
Let me see. Yeah.
Somebody said, look at what this comment said. I need to be hustling as much as these guys. We all do. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I think that might even be Trent's phone, man. You ain't got no headphones, Trent?
I can go on my computer.
Yep. Just all you gotta do is use that link, man.
You know what?
Let me go back on my phone.
We'll wait on y'all. You good? You good? The people ain't going nowhere, man. They love this. We out here getting we getting deals. We closing deals. Shit. Hey, there go my man Saeed right there. All right. Oh, there go the thing gone now. Yeah, the echo's gone now.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, man, you got yeah, man. I bet not see you on group coaching without no headphones.
I got you.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, Travis will be back on, man. We gotta finish letting him tell his story. He was cutting out pretty bad, man. But man, talk to me, man, about the journey, right? Because you just invested a bunch of money too. But not a bunch of money, but some money. It's a bunch for you, man, because you working, got family to take care of, man. Talk to me about that.
It's just been every day, just staying active on it and being and persevering. I knew it was going to cost us something. I just know that I was lucky enough to find the GoGetter family. This is what I've been searching for, where I can get some guidance on how to invest the money the right way. Just being a part of the family has changed everything dramatically. Where even with the text campaigns, you remember I was doing the text campaigns myself. And just trying to follow up with the leads and trying to do all that by myself was just a big mess. And then, once you gave me the game and was able to give me the keys to the VAs, that changed everything for me right then and there. So the journey just been a long one. It's been an adamant one, but I'm determined. I'm not. Failure is not an option for me.
That's right.
It's never. That's never an option. So we're gonna keep going until we get it. We've been at it for years and haven't seen a dime from it for real, and just constantly keep investing. I've dropped bandit signs in the cold and the snow. I didn't hit a deer, out there in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Dropping bandit signs. I really, been hustling for some years, just trying to get this thing going. And now we finally, made this big milestone, and I couldn't be happier.
Man, I'm happy for you, man, and I tip my hat to you, man, because I respect, man, when people, take that long, twisty road, man, and it takes a long time, longer than anticipated to even get, close to that goal, man. But you continue to pick yourself up and move forward. That is to be respected, man. That is a critical piece to monumental success. So that's what's around the corner.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for a fact, man.
Thank you,
But
man.
Travis, man, no, it's all good. Thank you. Thank you for putting your trust in me and the GoGetter family, man. And I'm glad that we got you there, man. And you kept taking my advice, taking my constructive criticism, and not taking that for what it is coming from a place of love, because I want y'all to do better. And you taking it, you using it, implementing it, and now shit. We about
Motivates me, man. Motivates me.
That's what's up.
I'll say one thing real quick.
Go ahead, Travis.
Toward the end of our conversation with the lady, Trent was she kind of asked like kind of how we got into this, or like kind of like what we do, and Trent hit her with that power statement real quick.
Yeah.
I said, look, I was like, yo, Gene would be so proud right now, man.
Oh,
with that power statement.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, yeah.
It's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. And that right there solidified that C and that ACEs method, man, the counseling and that credibility. When she said, well, what is it? What is it that you guys do? You wasn't stumbling around. Oh, well, I'm a real estate investor that does fix and, all that old bullshit. No, you hit her with a succinct statement, a power statement of who you are, who you help, what you help them with, and how long it usually takes. Man, I bet she felt a breath of fresh air when she heard that shit.
She did.
You know what she said? She said, "Hey,
What's she
man,
say?
She said, I know y'all moms are
Your
proud.
mom is
Your
proud
parents
of
are proud.
you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what she told her.
Oh,
Hey, she had no idea.
hey, that just gave me goosebumps, man. That is fire right there, man. That's dope, man. Yeah, I like that, man. So let me get to Steven's deal, man, so we can get him some direction on this. So Steven, what is it, man, that you feel you want to do with the deal?
So my initial thought, man, is naturally I feel very comfortable going in and getting that getting the property so I can control it and I can put work into it, and essentially we can go ahead and flip this thing. So as we were speaking to, I had one of my contacts sending me some comps, and he kind of runs some numbers for me, and he's kind of done that for all my flips.
Okay.
And obviously, this is a little bit different situation, right? So it's not a straight flip, or that's not how we're looking at it necessarily.
Not the traditional, right?
But so he's sending me some numbers, and based off of his numbers, and he's been pretty spot on for everything that we've done so far. He's sitting at that 225 still, and even with that third bedroom, and he said that might 220, 225 is kind of where it's been at. This market's shifting a little bit, so we got to consider that, right?
That's true. Yep.
So I was
like him already.
I'll have him take a look at it, and I'll have another one of my buddies take a look at it too, and just give me some insight. And those are just guys, I'll help them when they call. They'll help me out when I call. So
that's what it's about.
So we got that relationship there. But that's my first gut. My gut instinct is to go in there, unless we figure something out with this reverse mortgage. But, we want to make money, want to help her, and we want to make money somehow. Yeah, both of us win. So, this house really, outside of those two walls that need to go up for that third bedroom, is in really good shape. I mean, she's taken care of, it's not dirty. It's not
right. She seems detail oriented.
Yeah. There's not a lot of, she did have a sister that lived with her that was elderly. And she's not there anymore, but, so, it's a lot of cosmetics, there's going to be some basic drywall painting, brand new, appliances. We always do that. And then, getting that third bedroom set up and, just some other cosmetic things, nothing big at all. So that's my initial thought. So, and I know that we can do that. I guess I should say that too. I'm almost 100% confident we can come up with some kind of deal to pull that off. Now, why I came to Gene is because I'm like, hey, how can we creatively come up with something potentially where, I want to look into things where I can hold on to them or get as much passive income as possible. And so that's why I hit up Gene right when I got off the phone. Said, Gene, hey, got this deal. We might want to talk about it tonight, man. What's up? So that's where I'm at with it is kind of doing what I'm comfortable with because I've done it before, right? Or seeing what we can do if we can get around this reverse mortgage, man. I would love to do something that I haven't done before. So if I can, I will. So that'll open up my, broaden my toolbox.
Yep. Get that. Yeah, that's what it's about too, man. So the problem is this with these reverse mortgages. So I don't want to burst your bubble, but if I
Don't
do,
worry.
I'm gonna blow some air back into that thing. So
And
don't
like I
even
said,
trip.
I know I got one way we can do this. So
Yes,
so yeah,
but
let's talk about it. Let's see what.
yeah, and see, this is the thing though. That one way though, we're gonna chop and screw that, man. We're gonna put the GoGetter family touch on that, so that you can make more money than you normally do with that one way. You know, that traditional way of getting that hard money,
I like it.
or private lenders, you know, stuff like that. We're not even gonna need that. We are not even gonna need it. So the thing with that reverse mortgage is that loan has to be paid off, man, 3 months after they move out. Like, they want their shit, dude. If it isn't, you know, you'll have some time because they're gonna have to run that foreclosure proceeding. But I'm pretty certain that lady doesn't, you know, even want that blemish on her name.
No,
You know what I mean? So yeah, so we're not gonna bring her to that point. But the problem again is it's a reverse mortgage. So that thing has to be paid off. Right. There is no way around that. There is no reinstatement and then taking over the payments and making the payments, because if she's not living there, they will find out about that. They will find out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They will absolutely find out. So what I would do, to me, this is a golden goose, man, that dropped out of the sky for you. Because I was just telling y'all last night, man, that things don't happen to us. They happen for us. They happen for us, man. So what I see with this situation, combined with with your situation in general, is one, you got this flip that you're doing right now. And you're gonna make some money off of that, which is great, right? But you gotta, some other people are gonna make some money that aren't doing anything. They just had some money to, you know, put in. They have money, right? So they gave you some money, and they've been make some money off their money. I respect it, you know. I'm not knocking the hustle, but this is the thing. When you're doing these numbers, man, and your calculations too, man, you're taking that into consideration along with your time and your effort that you have to put in to get the deal done for other people to make money off of this too, you know, and to keep your name looking good, right? Which you've done a great job of that so far. This time, I think this is what I want you to do with this deal. I want you to, one, get control of this deal. We're going to establish that relationship even deeper and that trust even deeper. And your key document that you're going to use here, you're going to use that seller presentation, and then you're going to use our cost to sell sheet. That cost to sell sheet, because that 50,000 that she's asking is just too much.
And she talked herself down from that already without me saying anything.
Okay.
The market, I know it's going down, and I know I'm not going to be able to get as much as, you know, we kind of talked about before, you know. And so I didn't touch base on it, but she's got that in the back of her mind. So she knows she was asking 50 months ago, and she is understanding that she's gonna, you know, we're essentially not gonna get to that point, but continue on there.
So look what this person said. Will I be able to watch this live later? I'm at the 9 to 5 hiding. Yes,
you gotta do.
Yes, that's right. And yes, you will be able to watch it later. That's for sure. So so with this, right, that she already knows that the market's shifting. So those numbers are going to be a little bit different. But what that cost to sell sheet does is it brings them to reality by being able to see it. And you and I had that one-on-one session where we went over that cost to sell sheet, and that main part is where you've got to borrow the money. If you are to pay them cash, you've got to borrow the money, you got to pay those points, and you got to make those interest payments. So, Mrs. Prospect, what we can do is I can take this whole section out if you and I and I'm trying to think of how to word this with her. Right, when we get down to the end of that cost to sell sheet, you know, we do have a better way. You're in a better position, you know, than you think, right? Because of what you've done up to this point. But if we have to go out and borrow the money to pay, you know, to pay off your existing mortgage and to pay you, this is what we'll be able to offer you. And I feel like, you know, you deserve more than that. So there is a way that we can get you more than that. Right now, there's a number of ways that we can do this. This is why I love creative financing, man. We can turn her in to a private investor and she ain't even gave no money or no, we can turn her into a private investor, because that 50,000 that she wants, whether we knock it down to 40, 30,000, whatever, we can pay her that money over time, man. We can pay her that money over time. Even after we sell the house, we can still, that is part of the agreement where we pay her that money over time. So whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever she needs, right? What is she going to do with that 50,000? Well, and then you're going to assisted living. What is that gonna? What's the cost of that per month?
Yep.
I asked her. Yeah, ask her. What's the cost of that per month?
Like I said, she was open, man. She said, "Hey, I want the 50,000. You can make me payments, but I just need to make sure that I'm paying for my assisted living." Those were her words. So she's right. She's right. This is as far as prospects go. She's willing to work with us, and she's right there with us. It's just a matter of figuring this thing out. But yeah, she's
okay.
That's all she wants to do. She said 5 years. She wants $50,000. She thinks that that'll take her for 5 years, and that's where she's coming up with that.
She just gave you the payment plan right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the payment plan right there. $50,000 over 5 years. So you just take 50,000 and you divide that by 60, because there's 60 months and 5 years, and that gives us payments of $833 a month. Now, that might seem like a high payment, but listen to how I break this down, all right? Because it ain't. Not when you get $50,000 and you got to pay $800 a month back on that $50,000. Because if I get $50,000 in a lump sum and I got to pay that back $800 a month, I'm gonna take that 50 and I'm gonna make it 150, and then I'm gonna take that 150 and I'm gonna make it 300. Right? So this is how this will work out. One, you're gonna let her know, hey, the market is shifting. Right. So properties are staying on the market, much longer than before. And there's a lot more concessions, but that really isn't a problem because of the way that we do real estate. We do real estate in a unique and creative way. So what I'd like to do with you, Mrs. Seller, is get in a situation where we will fix the house up. We'll fix the house up. We'll put it on the market and we'll sell it. When we sell it, once we sell it, we will obviously, we'll pay off that existing mortgage. We'll get that out of the way. And then we'll give you $10,000 in a lump sum, and then $833 a month over the next 5 years. So what I just did there was I took her 50,000 and I made it 10,000, and you're putting that other 40 in your pocket to use for your business. And then you're going to pay her, and you can use that 40,000. You've used private money and hard money before to do deals, and you've borrowed enough money from them to pay them back those monthly payments. That's what we're doing with her. You take that 40,000 and you dump that back into your business, because we were just talking about Salesforce last week, right? And the class and the integration and all that stuff. You can use that 40 grand for that. And that's way more than what you need. Right. And and we're not even talking about your profit yet. We're just talking about her 40,000 that she's about to loan you. You know what I mean? You still got your profit to play with. But what I want you to do in this, Stephen, is not borrow any money from anybody. No private lenders, no hard money lenders, and damn sure not no banks. She is going to borrow us everything, because she will let us take control of that house. And then when we do the updates to it, the updates can't cost more than 10 grand. You know what I mean? Well, this is just a guess now because I haven't seen the place. So
no, I'm gonna say we'll probably be with kitchen appliances.
Oh yeah,
just painting throughout those walls. I would probably say some flooring too, because she's got kind of like, it's a nice house, but she's got, it's older carpet. She hasn't done anything since 2004, I think is when she moved in. So I'm gonna say there's probably 15, maybe 20 grand, overall, in that property that's going to need to go in there. I would say 20 grand if we're going to flip it, for sure. Okay. That's going to be nice. Get it, on the higher end of that neighborhood, and for that property too. So
that gets you to 177 total by December. That would have to be paid to the bank along with the updates. That would be major at 177. Okay. You can sell it.
157 plus 170 plus a 20.
Yeah. Okay. So you can sell it. You can sell it for the 225 rather easily. But now we got to work her 50,000, and we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to get that knocked down to 30,000. Yeah, knock down to 30,000, and then that 30,000, we need to be able to give her 10,000 at the most up front, and then the other 20,000 over time, right? And if we can give her that 20,000 over that 5-year period, that would be amazing too. We don't want to push it, but you want to one, find out what it is that she needs exactly, right? If she knows that, then we'll be able to work around that number. So if we did 20,000 over 60 months, that gets you down to 333 a month. I wouldn't go that low. So I'd get it up to 600 a month at least, whatever that is.
Okay.
So 10,000. So now we're working all with her money, man. You're not borrowing any money. The only money that you're going to need is the updating, the 15 to 20 grand. So if you want to borrow that, cool. If you want to use your own money, which that in this situation, that's what I would suggest. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, this is what we might do. I might partner with all three of y'all. You know what I mean? So then I'll help pay for some of the updates. You know what I mean? On the house. So that way we all got some skin in the game, pay for the updates. Boom, we sell that thing. We get the seller financing because I can help, talk to her about the seller financing. Break that down. She's a numbers lady. I see the house is owned in a trust, so she got some sense. You know what I mean? So that's the way that I would do it. That's what I would do because it's a reverse mortgage, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
Would it make? Let's see. Would there be any way? And I understand. I love the challenge of not using anybody's money because that's what it's all about. But just curious, just for myself, for the people too.
It's all good.
Private lender comes in and pays that property off at that price. That's owed, the 157. What would be the best way to structure that? That lender would just be, as far as getting that paid off. Would that be? Is there any benefit there? I guess.
Yep. 100% there is.
Just as far as another.
Absolutely, option. That's a whole other option. Yes, we can do that too, man. So you get a private money lender, right? And with a private money lender, you're going to negotiate with them interest only payments, and then the money that they loan you, they will get paid that lump sum once that house is sold. And that's whether it's 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, 5 years down the line, whatever it is. And then you just negotiate interest payments. So they're getting interest only every month, man. Interest only, right? So now though, if they're only getting interest only payments, now we've got this house in a situation where we can it's a buy and hold, right? And I mean, you could do this too. Now you could absolutely do this on the buy and hold, man. 100% you could do this, because when we're moving forward in life and we're getting better each day, we better be in a way better position 5 years from now than we are today. That's the way I look at everything. So if I was to get a private money lender that loaned me the money to pay off this reverse mortgage, and I got that on interest only payments, right? So I'm paying them 5, 6, $700 a month, which is still more than the stock market. If you had that $157,000 in the stock market just not too long ago, guess how much it would be right now? About $72,000. So everybody knows real estate, safe way to go. And if that real estate drops in value, guess what it's going to do? It's going to go back up, and it's going to be higher than where it was when it dropped off. So you just got to be in a position where you can hold. That's it. So we pay them interest only monthly payments. But when we sell it, after we sell it, when we fix it up and sell it to a tenant buyer, since it's in this good neighborhood in a suburb, you sell it to a tenant buyer, you're going to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 down. And guess what happens to that down payment? It goes right into your pocket and back into your business, because you've negotiated interest only monthly payments with your private money lender. And then we've negotiated the seller financing with the equity that we have to pay out to the seller. Man, what? And there ain't no mortgage on it. There is no mortgage on it, Steven. So the monthly payment that we get from our tenant buyer will pay our interest only payments, and it'll pay our seller financing payments. And guess what else it's going to do? It's going to put about $300 in our pocket each month. Free money.
Everybody's winning.
Yeah. Yep. And everybody's happy about the situation, and it's free money. And then you got you provided home ownership too, but it's free money, man. It's free money. And then whenever you sell that property, we can put it in a trust, and we can make that one of the stipulations in that trust that $157,000 is to be paid to this private money lender when this house is sold. That's a stipulation in that trust. So it has to happen. We're not going into probate. We're not doing none of that. That's going to happen. So yeah, if you can get a private money lender to give you that 153 or 157, and take those interest payments, and we can calculate the interest payments, man. You want to ask them what type of interest they'd be happy with. What type of return would you be happy with on that?
Right.
And and I throw out what's going on with the stock market, what's going on with crypto in that conversation.
A beautiful thing when it's exactly what I did to get a set of my last private lenders. Is they're actually, I didn't have to really ask them too many questions because they're highly involved in the stock market. So we had that conversation, and they really kind of, they said, hey, they kind of threw it out there. This is what I'm making in the stock market. So they were very happy that, I could provide them a higher percentage. And on top of that, they could go physically touch that investment property.
Right. Tangible.
So it's tangible. So that was huge for them. And used their money, got their money back. They made about $5,000, and the husband was like, man, that was the easiest money, $5,000 we've ever made, compared to the stock market in years. And they're highly involved with big money in some stocks. So
how much money did they borrow from them?
About $100,000.
And they made 5,000 over what, 3 months? Over 3 month period?
In 3 months. Yep.
And they were happy about that.
Very happy about it. They were asking me when the next deal was.
You could crush the game.
Yeah.
You could crush the game, right? You could do that, what I just told you, man, with that, getting that private money and giving them interest only payments, and then paying that whole lump sum back when that property is sold. Yep. Whether it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever, man. That's why I love creative financing, man, because the sky is the limit, or your problem solving capabilities is the limit. Right. So there's nothing that we can't do, man. So that's where we're at, man, with those two deals. You know what I mean? That's where we're at with those two deals. You guys, Trent and Travis, you guys got any other questions, man, right now?
I'm good. Nothing on my end. I wrote down the next step. So
ready to execute.
Yeah, word.
So I would ask this, Gene, what documents do I need to look in, or do I need to get authorized for me to move forward to get control of the property? If I want to go in there and get control of the property, fix it up ourselves, and work the deal that way.
You know me, man. Yeah, you know me. I love creative financing, man. So I love the agreement for deed. That's the easiest one.
Okay.
That agreement for deed, because that gives you the bundle of rights that you need. And you don't have to go to a title company and do a closing. None of that. You can do that agreement for deed, and you can write it into the agreement for deed. That's the best part, especially with ours. We've got the seller financing space right in our agreement for deed, right there. Just put that in. It ain't nothing. Just fill in the blank. Boom. So
go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, go. You do that agreement for deed, and you're going to record that. So that's on public record. So now you have that bundle of rights. All right. And that it has to be lived up to, man. No matter what happens, she dies, whatever, man. Like that agreement for deed, you got control of that property. And then what I would do is, I always get the limited power of attorney when I do. That's where the GoGetter family differs with our creative financing. When we buy on contract, we get limited power of attorney. I've not heard of any other person, people out there, experts, gurus, investors, that when they buy on contract, they get that limited power of attorney signed. That way, we have complete and utter control of that mortgage that we're taking over. That limited power of attorney gives us control of that mortgage, so we can deal directly with the lender. We can exercise whatever options are available, loss mitigation options, whatever, man. Loan modifications. We can call that lender. We can speak to them, get the information we need without having to go back to that seller. Right. So that's going to give you control of that property, and then she'll be able to see that in the agreement too. Whatever seller financing you do with her.
Okay.
Right.
So those two documents, that's what I need. Get control, and obviously negotiating our terms with what her profit, etc. And okay, perfect.
And the memorandum, right? The memorandum.
Yeah. You'll want to do that memorandum in this case. When we do an agreement for deed, guys, I'm going to tell y'all this. I don't really say this too often because I don't want people to make a mistake. But when you what that memorandum does when we buy on contract, right? I'm getting a little more advanced here, but when you buy a house on contract, okay, the seller, the owner, they can turn around and they can go sell that property, but they cannot sell it for more than what you owe them. You see what I'm saying? So if we get a contract for deed for 100,000 and we've got a 5-year option on that, and we're making payments, right, up to that 100,000, we got to pay the balloon payment on that 5th year. Well, the seller, they can sell that property, for 98,000 to another investor, and then you're making payments to that other investor. You follow? Now, what the memorandum does, I love it, man. What the memorandum does is we're buying it on contract, right? Now, though, that owner, they can't go sell that property to somebody. They can, but they're going to have to come talk to you. And you're going to have to quit claim deed that property back to them while you're still buying it on contract for them to go sell it, right? So that gives that complete and utter control. So get that memorandum signed too.
That's signed and recorded?
Yes. Yep. The limited power of attorney's recorded, the agreement for deed. Yep. Okay. And the memorandum. Yep. You don't record that. You don't record that information release though. But yeah, the information release is kind of extra when you have that limited power of attorney. Okay. But Trent and Travis, you guys are going to need some more documents signed, but we'll just get this done for now. Okay. And then when we sucker punch the servicing company, that's what we're gonna sucker punch them with. They gonna be pissed too. I love it. Yeah, I love it. So what I'm looking at for you guys is I see Steven, man, pulling in off of this property, depending on how we structure this, an easy 40,000, and that's if it doesn't have to go borrow any money from anywhere. Pretty much we'll get the repair cost, but that's kind of insignificant when you're dealing with 230,000, 20,000. You can find that under under the seat in the car. And then at least 30,000-40,000 for Steven on this deal, man. I'm seeing, and then Trent and Travis. Yee. Yeah. Hey, this thing, we could be looking at 6 figures on this one. No bullshit. Okay. If the existing mortgage is actually the 105,000, if it's 105,000, we could be looking at 6 figures. If it ain't 6 figures, it's going to be close to 6 figures. Yes, and that's with a number of different types of dispositions, exit strategies. So, man,
that baby up.
Oh,
yeah, y'all gotta get that. You basically do. So that's what's up, though, fellas. Yes, sir.
So to you as well, Steven, man. Good,
man,
stuff,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Man. We see you, man. We see you.
Appreciate it, man. I'm trying to, I haven't got to the text campaigns or VAs yet, man. But that is very, very, very close in the near future, and man, I'm trying to skyrocket after that, man. This, like I said, this is kind of out of the blue for me. This call, I don't really have all my systems set up yet, even. So for her to call me out of the blue, it was, and it was actually, I'm put on Facebook. I'm looking for an attorney, a different attorney, to kind of go over who specializes in some like creative financing, sub 2, and I posted asking people. Hey, recommend that. Boom, posted that, and then all of a sudden, it's just beautiful how this real estate stuff works, man. And
man. Did you get one?
No, there's been a couple people who posted some recommendations. I haven't reached out to them. That was today. So I posted that, and then I got the phone call, and it was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you involve yourself in real estate and you surround yourself in real estate and you let people know what you're doing, things come back to you. So that's kind of what I'm getting at right there.
Yeah, and this is the thing, man. It happens a lot to a lot of us, man. Is we'll have these ups and downs in life, man. These ebbs and these flows. You know what I mean? And then what makes it even more difficult is there's a financial inertia. Energy, man, energy. Nothing dies anyway, man. Like even when something burns up, man, those ashes go back into the ground, and the ground uses that for fertilizer. You know what I mean? And then a plant grows up, right? So it's the same thing, man. We get in this financial inertia, and it's hard to get out of that spot where you're caught, almost like a whirlpool. You know what I mean? And then what happens is when we're in that whirlpool, we fall back into what was what we considered safe, right? Which is working that job, working that 9 to 5, man, going working 2 and 3 jobs. You know what I mean? Listening to the naysayers, the people that discourage us. You know what I mean? The people that are snickering in the corner. You know, acting like they don't want us to hear them, but they want us to hear them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that is this. That money inertia and that energy inertia of always moving forward. I gave the example with Trent last night to our student success people when Trent, you know, he had reached out to me about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he's like, hey man, when you know, what do you do to get over discouragement, man? What do you do to get around that? You know what I mean? And I got on Trent. You know, I'm like, I use the tools that I gave you. You know what I mean? But I also told Trent that things don't happen to us. They happen for us. He was having difficulty with his text campaign, and that's what he was discouraged about. And if he wouldn't have had that hard situation to get him primed and ready for this situation that he has now, when he really got those texts up and going and got 2 leads that day, and now we about to close on one of those leads. You needed that. If those text messages would have went the way that you wanted them to go, you wouldn't be in this situation
Well,
right now,
bro. That's so true, man. No truer words, man. No truer words of the blessing. Of the blessing.
And that's what I'm saying. I respect y'all for continually getting back up, man, getting back up and pushing. So now we got to get old Travis out of that. He won't work all the time.
Look, look, as soon as I get to hang these up, I'm hanging up these jobs, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. We got to get you some money, man, because the energy, man, the energy that that you put into those jobs, you know what I mean? And I did it, man. I didn't did it. So I'm definitely not preaching from a soapbox, but we put that energy into those jobs, and it's almost like a compounding effect because we don't want to be there. Yeah. We don't want to go there and invest that energy, but we have to pay these bills and to survive. So if we've got to put a certain amount of energy into some shit that we don't want to, it takes that much more because we don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that decision that you made tonight to be here, where you was like, man, I had to go get that bread, man. But shit, I was like, I got to get this information, this knowledge. Damn that money, man. That money, that shit can be replenished. You know what I mean? That shit can be replenished. But this knowledge that you're getting will pay you forever.
Yes.
Forever, man. I'm telling you, because you're going to continually use this stuff. You're going to keep using it when you do more deals, man. I just got a deal done today, man. Went and recorded the documents today. I'm the power of attorney, you know what I mean, for a doctor. But I just moved right through that thing. I just went right through it, man, like it was nothing. Because I've done it. You know what I mean? I've done it. I've hit the obstacles, man. I hit the lady down there today at the recorder's office, man. I had to have my notary come back and do some shit, you know what I mean? Because she was trying to find something, you know what I mean? Because I'm down there so much. But I ain't even tripping. I'm like, cool, now I know that. Obstructionist, man. But now I know that part too. So I'm gonna make sure that's done next time, man. That's all a lesson, man. It's all beneficial. So you guys are moving forward. We're gonna get these deals closed, man. And next time we come on here, we're gonna be showing them big boy checks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. So hey, sorry to the viewers. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, man, I applaud you, man, for making that decision. Decisions. That's a tough one. I mean, I don't know the situation of your job, if you have that flexibility and you know what I mean, but making that decision to come tonight as opposed to, doing the norm is, stepping out of that box, man, that getting uncomfortable. Probably made you a little uncomfortable to do it, but obviously it's going to pay off, man. So just, you know what I'm saying? Just saluting you for that, bro. That's good stuff right there. Cause a lot of people tense up and it's like, oh, I'm going to just go to, go to the job, you know what I mean? So that's big. That's a big decision right there.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
It is, man. You got to overcome them fears, man, and that anxiety. You know what I mean?
Fear. That's what it is. That's what they try to put the fear in us, and that's what we got to overcome. That's all it is.
Yep. And unfortunately, we've been on for a while tonight, so I'm not going to be able to answer questions for the viewers, but I promise, man, I'll get y'all next time. But I do got to say this, man. Right before you are about to get over that, we're climbing up that hill, man, and we're about to reach that precipice, right? And then it's downhill sailing from there. Right before we are about to get there, things get harder. things get harder. Travis had to make that decision tonight to come get this knowledge and not go in and make that extra money. And that's going to be harder for him, you know, a couple weeks from now, you know, a month from now, when some bills are due, it's going to be a little bit harder for him. Then that is his test. And we all have that test. And if he continues to push through the bills that are coming up, that's going to be a little hard. Them next ones, man, what? I ain't even thinking about. Take that shit out. Hurry up.
Pay ahead.
right. Auto pay.
Take out the next ones.
Yeah. Pay ahead. Go ahead and take out next month too.
Yeah, that's a good life to live, man. That's what I'm on now. I'm on auto pay, man. I'll be seeing shit come out. I'm like, man, I don't even know what that is, man. But I'm like, you know, I ain't tripping. So we gonna get y'all there, man. So to the viewers, I appreciate you guys watching, hitting that like button. If we brought you some value tonight with the knowledge that we gave you, consider subscribing. And if you guys want to be a member of the Go-Getter family, I'm going to let these guys end with you know, just, you know, how they feel about becoming a member and, you know, the changes that, you know, they feel inside of themselves since they become a member, man. So go ahead, Steven, kick us off, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So bumping into Gene has been a blessing. How it all happened. I don't know if some of y'all might have kind of heard the story. We can deep dive into that next time or another time, but just running into him and, you know, getting into the circle, into the family was a relatively quick decision for me because I already seen it. And so, you know, I mean, I had a good feeling, had a great feeling, great vibes there. I actually went up, me and Gene got a round of golf in and you know, we just chopped it up and made it a day out of it. So ever since then, I've been a little more motivated. I have never really lacked motivation, but motivated to be open-minded as far as how to go about these properties and solve these problems and help people and help people help me and vice versa. Putting out content, you know what I mean? Gene's putting out a lot of content. And so that's something I want to step, you know, he's kind of motivated me to step my game up with that, just to get out there. There's a lot of differences between two companies that make the same amount of money and do the same business model. One of them has social media following and one of them doesn't. The one that's got the social media following, blowing them out of water, man. So, you know, getting out there, getting exposed is, you know, it's just been a lot more than just real estate too. So, and then, you know, the coaches that he's setting us up with, they're killing it too. So overall, it's a no brainer, man. I mean, it's a pretty penny, but it's all going to pay off. So that's no big deal. You know, I mean, that's not how you look at it. It's investing in yourself. You got to do that to the day you die. So, if anybody's thinking about it, don't hesitate, you know, get what you need, get the money that you need together and figure it out and join us. And everybody's here to help too. So it's
yeah, it's a community, man. It's a community of people that are heading in the right direction. So that's that energy right there too, man. If you're in that inertia, this will pull you up out of there, man. So go ahead, Trent, man. What about you, man?
Man, best thing I ever did in my life, man. This was I've been ever since I started. This is what I've been looking for. Just that the mentorship that you've been providing, and just how, you know, the knowledge that you have, and, you know, so I couldn't be happier. Best decision I ever made, man. You know, you really changed my life at a discount, you know, because I know that where things are going and what I paid to be a part of this, it doesn't even compare, you know, and just having your mentorship don't even compare to, you know, what I paid into this, you know, and I'm glad I had enough in me to be able to invest in my own self and be a part of the Go-Getter family, you know. So, man, I am happy, man. I am, bro.
Hey, I got to say one more thing, though, man.
Go ahead, man.
Gene, we had this conversation not too long ago. I was like, man, you got to come down. I was just mentioning some golf. I was like, man, you got to come down to Omaha and check me out and take you out. We'll go golf. He's like, man, you got to get a deal, man, so I can come down there. So here we go. And you said you was going to bring some gear. So I need to go get her gear, too.
I got you. I was just talking to her today. I got you. Hey, and you got this deal on the way. So it looks like I'm going to be down there soon. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be down there soon. That's that motivation, man. But Trent, man, them words were, they were humbling, man. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate, you know, you putting your trust in me and the Go-Getter family and taking that leap. You know what I mean? Taking that leap, because I know that it's a lot, man. And my time ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to block people out with the price, but I want people to do damn near what I did. Damn near bet everything on themselves, because that shows me that they want to fucking win and they're going to do whatever it takes to win. just like I did, man. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
willing to do that and you come with the GoGetter family, guess what you're going to do? You're
You're
going
gonna
to fucking win.
succeed. Yep.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
gonna
That's
win.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a
Absolutely. What
fact.
about you? What about you, Travis, man? How you feeling, man?
Look, Gene, that was literally about to be my point. So Trent kind of got in contact with you first, and then he kind of told me like, "Yo, man, dude, Gene's legit. I think we should jump." So my thing is like something like you got to jump. Like you want to definitely make sure your responsibilities is taken care of, but it's always going to be that doubt. It's always going to be that I should wait. Let's get a couple more months up. Let me kind of stack some more money up. It's always going to be that. But sometimes like I'm thankful for I'm thankful for Gene. I'm thankful for everybody in the group coaching, but I'm thankful for Trent. Like kind of give me that extra nudge. Like, yo, dog, we got to do this now. Like we got to get this
Yes.
group coaching now. You feel me? Like we had to, nickel and pinch and go into some savings accounts and kind of move stuff around. But we like, all right. And then the text pan came up. Man, we had to kind of pull some overtime, do some second jobs, and kind of pull it together. But again, but all of those things, a culmination of those things, get us to where we are today. And without jumping, without kind of going before we were all the way ready, that gets us to where we are. We're not here today without doing that, without that discomfort, without pushing through the pain. Like you said, it gets super hard, it gets super shaky, and then you finally get to this moment of glory. And I think that's what it's really all about. It's about having the community. It's about having the leadership, the correct information, the documents. It's a lot of noise and it's a lot of information out there. And if you don't kind of step outside of what you're used to doing, you don't see another way. You know what I'm saying? You may be somebody you looked up to for a little while and they told you it can't be done. You link up with somebody else, they're like, yeah, it could be done. I do this all the time and it's done this way. So it's just like, and it's just like, Gene, we appreciate you, bro. We thank you for all the wisdom and the knowledge, and we're gonna keep winning, man. It's only the beginning, so let's do it.
It's only the beginning. That's right. That's right, man. I love it. I love it, man. And I appreciate y'all, man, because I know what it takes to jump out there, man, with that discomfort, man, not having the bread. You know what I mean? Like you said, you had to move some things around, man, take some stuff from savings account, man. I had to do all of that, man, so that I could get this information into a repeatable process, man. I had to do all that. I had to borrow money, man. I had to figure out who was trying to get next to me because I was a real estate investor and could get these houses cheap, and that was all they wanted. When I needed something, they ain't answer my text. None of that. They kicking themselves in the ass now. But that's what it takes, man. That's that test. That is that test. What are you going to do? Are you going to bet on yourself, man? Or aren't you? There ain't even no gray area. Are you or aren't you? If you are, yeah, that's right. And put in that work, man. Yeah, y'all been putting in that work. Y'all, absolutely. So, hey, man, I commend y'all, man. I salute y'all, man.
Back at you, brother. Back at you.
Sure. So, yeah, hey, it's all love, man. That's why I love the GoGetter family, man. It's a movement right here. And y'all are some of the originals, man. So shit, when this thing goes worldwide, y'all gonna be right there, man. On
and
the pedestal. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it. That thing going. That thing going already. So because I keep it 100, man. I'm always gonna be me. I ain't even tripping. So But hey, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight, man. I'm gonna get with you guys soon too, so we can get this done. I'll touch base with y'all tomorrow. And to the viewers, I appreciate you guys watching, man. You guys are the true heroes. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And guys, we're out of here. Till next time, let's get to it, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
I'ma go